Hello, very good evening. How are you? Very good. Hearty, welcome once again. Happy to see you again. So, today we will be doing our T-Day taxations on part 2 and then part 3 of enrolled agent examination. And in part 2, today we will be covering business inventory, business inventory in part 2. And then in part 3, we will be covering representation. It's good to see you again. So I just like that image of Bill Gates, stop saving money, start thinking of how to make money. I mean, in these pandemic times, we just completed our session today, on EA Part 1. The Part 1 classes are coming to an end. Probably by this week it will be over. And from next week we are starting our part 2 classes. Many have requested to start us from July 1st, so most likely instead of 29th of June we may push it to July 1st, and people who have already enrolled, you will be receiving a SMS or an email or a notification from our team or from our student counselors. So it's good to see you, and I welcome you to learn the US taxation very well. I mean, you see, there's so many job openings. Just go to Naukri.com or Monster.com or whatever are the job portals that you like. Just type, US tax jobs. I always say to my team and to the students that whenever there is scarcity, the quality dominates. In scarcity, quality dominates. Are you of quality? Are you of quality? Right? EA is quality. I mean, whatever field you are, it's the time that you have to upgrade yourself, keep learning new things, and be ready for the industry. The traditional, conventional methods of working or executing the things, I think we should drop them, yeah, and adapt to the changes or the demands or the needs of the industry and the clients. So I wish you all the very best in pursuing this wonderful course, and I also thank my clients who have also joined us today. Especially people who are on H4 doing these courses and all. I wish you all the very best, and I hope and believe that this is going to be certainly an additional income earning opportunity through iLead. Yeah, all the very best to all of you. So hearty welcome once again. Please like and share the video. So we conduct these T-Days tax questions every Tuesday and then Thursday on all the platforms, all the social media platforms, the 4 social media platforms that you see on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitter, and then also on the Instagram. So it's a joy to present you all these things every Tuesday and Thursday at 9 p.m. We are there on all these platforms. So please join us. Whether you are somebody who is pursuing US taxation course like a EA or a CPA, or you are somebody who is into US tax industry doing business, or you are somebody who is filing taxes as an individual or as a business person, or you just want to learn something about US taxation. I think this time on T-Day 9 p.m. 9 questions, I think you should reserve it for us. And I will promise you value out of this. Fine. So SEE examination is what we are talking about, the enrolled agent examination. And for the T-Day tax sessions, here are a few things I want you to make a note of. So please like and share, invite your friends and colleagues for knowledge testing, and watch this in computer or laptop for better experience. And We have something called as menti.com, which we use to submit our answers, and you can ask any question about the EA course also in the comment section, and have a notebook and pen handy to scribble some important points, and like, share, comment as you watch the live session. And please set a reminder every T day. It is with iLead. Okay, and now we are going to take up the questions on part 2 business paper. As most of you know, EA has 3 parts. I keep saying this for the benefit of the newcomers. Okay, EA has 3 parts, and today we are doing part 2. Part 1 deals with individuals, part 2 deals with businesses, part 3 deals with representation. Individual, it is me, and business, it means I lead. Part 3 means representation, in case clients receive, I mean, like you, if you receive any audit notice or inquiry from IRS, how are we as enrolled agents going to represent you before the IRS? And I keep saying that always, enrolled agents are the only federally licensed tax practitioner authorized to practice in all 50 states of the United States. Yeah. Fine. So, having said that, let's dive into today's TD tax questions. Here comes the first question on the inventory. All the very best. And remember, you have only 2 minutes. Maggie time. All the best. Okay. Yeah, let's take a look at this question. Okay. Which of the following items are generally included in inventory? So the question is, what are the items that are included in inventory? Okay. So it says goods for sale that someone else has consigned to taxpayer. If someone else has consigned to the taxpayer, it means someone else is the owner. Get it? If someone else has consigned to the taxpayer, it means someone else is the owner. So it cannot be part of inventory. Then, equipment used in taxpayer's business to manufacture goods. Equipment used. It's an asset. It's an asset. It is not inventory. It is something that is subject to depreciation, right? It is not inventory. Next, goods in transit to taxpayer for which title has not yet passed to taxpayer. Now, you see here, goods in transit to taxpayer for which title has not yet passed to taxpayer. The goods are already in transit to the taxpayer. Goods are already in transit to the taxpayer. So it is out of stock. It is out of our godown. So it is not in the inventory. Goods taxpayer has sent out on consignment for someone else to sell. It means someone else has to sell his stock. So his stock, if it is still unsold by that someone, it means the stock is still in the inventory. Yes or no? It means that the stock is still in the inventory, right? So D is the right answer. Getting it? Wonderful. Take up the next question. Let's take up this question. Which of the following method is used when the taxpayer can identify and match the actual cost of items in inventory? Okay, I think we discussed in the class, when you see the word identify, you know that the word with the answer with that word is right there in the options, right? Which of the following method is used when the taxpayer can identify and match the actual cost of items in inventory? LIFO method, specific identification method, FIFO method, then none of these choices. Now see, LIFO method or FIFO method is used when you cannot identify and match the actual cost. But if you can identify and match it, then specific identification method is used. Simple. The answer is right in the question. The word identify. Yeah. So let's take up the next question. All the best. Okay, 2 minutes. 2 minutes is your time. Okay. Fine. Let's take a look at this question. So one of the following methods is not generally recognized for valuing inventory. I think you can find the odd one out. The first one is retail method. Yes, retail method is certainly used. Lower of cost or market value. Yes, I mean that's the basic thing. Cost method. Yes. Now constant price method. Constant price is not something that we constantly use for recognizing the inventory, isn't it? Right? I mean, it takes into account deducting from inventory, anything for price changes or estimated depreciation, or something that is like omitting a part of stock in hand. It says constant price, but it is not constant. Okay, so what we frequently use, I mean, even if you are somebody from accounting background or commerce background, you will know that it is retail or lower of cost or market or cost, right? So D is the right answer. Remember here, the question is not, and I always ask you to emphasize on these words. Which of the following is not generally recognized for valuing inventory? Okay, yeah. Take up the next question. Nice. Okay, right. For proper valuation of inventory at cost, the cost of inventory must be increased by a trade discount. I mean, why will you increase it by trade discount? Uh, I mean, discount is supposed to be deducted. Yes, sir. Discount is supposed to be deducted. B, must be reduced by a trade discount. Yes, that's what I said. Discount is supposed to be deducted. A discount is supposed to be reduced from the cost of inventory. Then cost of inventory is not reduced or increased by trade discount. it is reduced. Then cost of inventory includes only the direct costs. Yes, it includes the direct costs, but you got to remove the discount. You got to remove the discount, right? So B, must be reduced by a trade discount. See, remember this simple thing here. If you don't remove the discount, how are you going to account it? I mean, let's say it's a 1 million worth stock, but you got it for $900,000. $900,000. How much have you paid to acquire that stock? 900,000. To acquire that inventory, 900,000. So how can you show 1 million? Getting it? I mean, if you have to link it with accounting, what gets deducted from the bank? What is your outflow? 900,000. So how can you show 1 million? Yeah, its cost was 1 million, but because of you, your reputation, your relationship, he offered you 10% discount. So trade discount must be deducted. Getting it? Very nice. Take up the next question. Okay, let's take a look at this. A taxpayer has withdrew some of the inventory items for his personal use from his purchased inventory items. Hmm. He purchased something, some he took for personal use. Getting? He purchased something, he took some for personal use. So what should he do? So it says reduce the cost of purchases by the FMV of the personal use items. Inventory, why does FMV come into picture here? I mean, why does that come into picture? Normally, by default it is cost or market value, whichever is less. So we have to take cost, not FMV, right? Reduce beginning inventory by the cost of the personal use items. Why will you touch the beginning inventory? What you purchased now, from that he has withdrawn. So why will you touch the beginning inventory? Look at the options, right? Why will you touch the beginning inventory? You will touch, he touched what he has purchased. He purchased inventory items and then he withdrew some of the inventory items for his personal use, right? So we will not touch the beginning inventory also. FMV is disregarded, beginning inventory is disregarded. Now let's look at the third option. Reduce the cost of purchase by the cost of personal use items. Very close to it. Appears to be the right answer. Let's check the fourth option. Increase his sales by the cost of items withdrawn. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? Maybe the accounting treatment you may like it. Instead of deducting from purchases, you want to add it to the sales. Yes. Mathematically, it is correct. Mathematically, it is correct. But conceptually, it is wrong. Wrong. Okay. So C, reduce the cost of purchases by the cost of personal use items. C is the right answer. Okay. Fine. So let's take up the last question in part 2, inventory. I'm sure CA students or people working in the accounting industry would be in love to answer this question, isn't it? Wonderful question. Yeah, good, good, good. Very nice. Keep responding. Okay. So here, the PNG partnership values its inventory under lower of cost or market value method. Very good. Under this method, what is the value of the ending inventory? Okay, it's clearly given that the way they value is lower of cost or market value. Okay. Now, if you have added all the cost, all the market value and tried to do it, you're done wrong. तपलो काले सर में गलती कर दिया आप. You have to do it for each item. Each item. Cost or market value, whichever is less for each item. For each item, okay? So for item X, it is 175. For item Y, it is 200. For item Z, it is 225. So 125, 200, and then 225. 600. D is the right answer. I repeat, 175, 200, and then 245. 225. 175, 200, and then 225. Okay? So D is the right answer. Right? Just take a look at the question once. Here you can see the complete question. I think it was missing earlier. Yeah, very good. You see the complete item, cost value, cost value, market value here. We couldn't present it in a tabular format here, but still, I'm sure you're able to make it out. Okay. Part 3, representation. Yeah, how do you represent your clients? Okay. All MCQs people, is just going to be a multiple choice question examination, so very easy to pass. Only 85 questions. 100 questions you get, but 85 questions are valued. It's easy to crack. 71% pass rate. Okay, I think this question very beautifully explains why you should be an enrolled agent. Why you should be an enrolled agent. You can be enrolled agent in a very faster time, very quicker time than the other two CPAs and then attorneys. You can become enrolled agent in no time with iLead. Anyways, okay, which of the following individuals is limited in their practice before the Internal Revenue Service. Was the first one. AFSP participants with a record of completion, yes, they are certainly limited. It's just an annual filing season program, so it doesn't allow them to represent the clients or anything like that. They can represent before revenue agents, customer service representative, or small officers of the IRS, but they cannot represent the clients in appeals or before the revenue officers or in closing agreements or executing waivers, extending the statutory period in case of a notice, or executing any claim for refund or signing any document on behalf of the taxpayer. It's only these three people: CPAs, attorneys, and enrolled agents. That's all. If you are filing your taxes with anybody other than these three, I think you are risking. File taxes with somebody who is a CPA, who is an attorney, who is an enrolled agent. Getting it? Yeah. Fine. So, what's the right answer? Whose powers are limited here? Certainly one, AFSP participants, right? Sure. Let's take up the next question. Very good. Interesting question. Many people, enroll for this AFTR course. People, not professionals. I have to tell you that I have to be a little blunt here, right? So let's read this question. Joseph is an enrolled agent who wants to receive IRS annual filing season program record of completion. Okay. He takes an annual FTR, Federal Tax Refresher course from an approved IRS continuing education provider. How does it impact his continuing requirements? Okay. It considers as EA 6 hours continuing education. No. EA has very high level of knowledge, and it cannot be compared to AFTR course. No. Then it counts as 6 hours AFTR credit towards his AFSP record of completion. No, it doesn't count as any credit. It doesn't count as any credit there. No. then it will not show in his P18 account. No, it does show in his P18 account. It does show, but it will not count as a credit. Then D, it has no impact for AFSP or is CA continuing EA continuing education requirements. Yes, D is the right answer. It has no impact. It has no impact, but it will show in his P10 account that he has done this course. Okay, so all those who are planning to write your EA examination, make sure you've got your PTINs ready. Okay, if you need any help, you have our contact numbers listed below, and our knowledge management team works 24 by 7. Seriously, even in this pandemic times. Okay, they are there to help you along with our student counselors. So if you need any help and you're in touch with any of our student counselors or our knowledge team members, please get in touch with them and get your PTIN. Okay? Fine. Take up the next question here. Here we go. Okay, fine. Let's take a look at this question. Which of the following statements is correct with respect to a written preparer without AFSP record of completion? Okay, how we use different colors in the class. Probably you must try to highlight with your eyes when you're in the prometric center. And people, I encourage you, to take a mock examination before you go for the final examination. Just go to the Prometric Center, take a demo examination. I think it's absolutely free. They don't charge you anything, but follow all the precautionary measures and take up a mock examination. Of course, iLead prepares you. It gives you the best of the content, and resources are made available to you. Others also, if you even if you are doing from anywhere else, we wish you all the very best. But take a mock examination in the Prometric Center before going for the main examination. You get a feel of the examination hall. You get to know the things. Or no, you are just a go-getter, just single take artist. Go ahead, do it. We wish you all the best. Yeah. Okay, so this is something without AFSP record of completion, so we have to watch the options very carefully. Return preparer who signs a return will be eligible to receive refund checks on behalf of the taxpayer if Form 8821 has been executed. I mean, he is somebody without AFSP. He will not even have, he can not even provide limited tax representation services to his clients. Not even limited tax preparation services to his clients. Let's look at the next option. Return preparer who signs a return will be permitted to represent a taxpayer over the telephone with the automated collection system. Forget about it. Forget about it. Representing a taxpayer over telephone? Unless you are a CPA, enrolled agent, or an attorney. No. Next. Return preparer who signs a return will not be eligible to represent the taxpayer before the Internal Revenue Service. Yes, yes, it is just opposite of B, right? It is correct. It's asking which of the following statements is correct. Yeah, C is the right answer. As of now, C is the right answer. Then D. A return preparer who signs a return will only be permitted to appear before a customer service representative. See, if you would have done AFSP, yes, he can at least appear. He can at least appear. But in this case, he doesn't even have a AFSP, so he will not be permitted to appear even before the customer service representative of the IRS. Okay, so that's why you need to be an enrolled agent to represent your clients, isn't it? Right. Such a joy, to connect with you, and you answered all these questions so beautifully. Very nice, very nice. Okay, so these are the different courses that we offer. So please take a look. People who have joined us for the very first time, you can take a screenshot of this if you want to. Please go through once. Okay, so with that we end today's TA tax session, and as I told you, instead of June 29th, we will be starting our business tax paper from July 1st, Wednesday. Many may know something about individual taxation, not everything about individual taxation. You learn as much as possible about individual taxation through iLead EA Part 1, and then on the business taxes also. And if you are a client, or whether you are a student, or whether you are somebody in the US taxation field, if you do not know the difference between an LLC, S Corp, C Corp, partnership, a sole proprietor, who is an independent contractor, how a trust tax is done, how estate taxes are done, how a tax exempt organization return is prepared, I think you should learn all this in EA Part 2. EA Part 2, right? I mean, we connect every day and we learn every day. So we are not that somebody who pops up suddenly and start studying. I mean, consistency is the mother of mastery. Repetition is the mother of learning. You have to be consistent in learning the things. Only then you can attain that mastery. So if you need any questions, if you have any questions on becoming an enrolled agent or enrolling, and if you're interested in enroll, you have our numbers displayed, our contact details are displayed right below. And if you have received an SMS from our office, or if you are already in touch with any of our student counselors, please ping them. They will guide you. They work round the clock to work on our vision, which is to empower this great nation with education, employment, and entrepreneurship. We wish you all the very best in becoming an enrolled agent. And as I always say, your success is our reputation. So in this pandemic times, Stop worrying about saving money. Start worrying about how to make money. And as I always say, in scarcity, it is the quality that dominates. Okay, remember that, and please add value to your career. EA is not just a qualification; it is a license from the Internal Revenue Service, the U.S. Department of Treasury. Take it up. It should not take you more than 2 to 3 months. We have had people who have done it in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and you can Google it for yourself. You know the time it takes to complete. It all depends on how many hours you are ready to invest in a day. Whether you're a working professional, or you're a student, or you're a housewife, or you're somebody on a dependent visa, it's a wonderful opportunity. I mean, than doing odd jobs and all. You understand, right? The struggles that you're undergoing. I think if you can sit and study the EA, I think it can solve most of your problems. Yeah, I wish you all the very best. My team and I, we work really hard to present this course, this license in the best way that we can. And if there's anything that we have to improve on, please share your thoughts and comments, and we'll be happy to learn from you. Yeah. Thank you very much for joining us today, and I'll catch you again on Tuesday at 9 p.m. Take care. This is Nandakumar KV from iElite Tax Academy.